In our modern world, many people find themselves caught in a cycle of constant work and activity, believing that success is solely determined by how much time and energy they put into their endeavors. However, this mindset often overlooks the importance of balance and sustainability. Achieving balance in life means understanding the need to prioritize multiple aspects of your life work, personal well-being, relationships, and personal growth. Sustainability, on the other hand, is about ensuring that the efforts you make are not only effective but also long-lasting. Without balance and sustainability, success becomes a short-term achievement that may come at the cost of personal health, relationships, and long-term fulfillment. Balance begins with the understanding that all areas of life are interconnected. Work, personal time, health, relationships, and self-care cannot be treated as isolated compartments. These aspects influence and affect each other in ways that, when properly managed, can lead to a more fulfilling and productive life. For example, focusing solely on work and neglecting your health or relationships can lead to burnout, stress, and dissatisfaction, which in turn affects your ability to perform well in your career. Similarly, devoting too much time to personal leisure without addressing responsibilities can create stress and dissatisfaction in other areas of life. True balance is achieved when each part of your life receives the attention and care it needs to thrive. One of the key elements of achieving balance is learning how to prioritize effectively. Time is a limited resource, and the demands placed on us, whether from work, family, or personal commitments, can often feel overwhelming. In these moments, it's crucial to assess which tasks and responsibilities need immediate attention and which can be delayed or delegated. This requires being clear about your values and long-term goals. When you know what matters most to you, making decisions about how to allocate your time becomes easier. It's not about trying to do everything at once or trying to be perfect in every area of life. Rather, it's about making conscious choices that align with your priorities. Another aspect of balance is understanding that rest and relaxation are just as important as hard work and productivity. In our society, there is often an emphasis on the hustle, working longer hours, taking on more responsibilities, and constantly pushing forward. However, this constant drive can be counterproductive. Without regular rest, both physical and mental exhaustion set in, which reduces efficiency and creativity. The body and mind need time to recover, recharge, and refresh. Taking breaks, spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or simply relaxing is not a luxury but a necessary component of sustainable performance. When you neglect rest, you may experience burnout, which is not only harmful to your health but also to your overall productivity. By prioritizing rest, you can maintain a high level of energy and focus, which ultimately helps you perform better in all areas of life. Sustainability goes hand in hand with balance. It's about creating habits, routines, and structures that can be maintained over the long term. When we think of sustainability, we often associate it with environmental practices, but the principle can also be applied to how we manage our time, energy, and resources. Sustainable living in this context means making choices that you can maintain without feeling depleted or overwhelmed. This requires thoughtful planning, self-awareness, and a long-term perspective. Making short-term sacrifices for long-term gain is a common challenge, but it's important to recognize that true success comes from building a life that you can maintain, not just one that looks successful in the short run. A sustainable lifestyle doesn't mean you avoid challenges or hard work. Rather, it's about building systems that allow you to face challenges without burning out. For example, setting realistic goals, breaking large projects into manageable tasks, and celebrating small victories along the way can help maintain motivation without feeling overwhelmed. Acknowledging that progress is often slow and requires patience can help you avoid frustration. Sustainable growth and success happen when you take consistent, small steps that add up over time. These actions should be paced in a way that ensures you don't overextend yourself. The importance of boundaries also plays a critical role in achieving both balance and sustainability. Without clear boundaries, it's easy to let work or other commitments take over every aspect of your life. Saying no is an essential skill that helps protect your time and energy. While it may feel uncomfortable at first, setting boundaries allows you to focus on what's truly important without being constantly pulled in different directions. Whether it's setting limits on work hours, making time for personal pursuits, or protecting time for rest and recovery, boundaries ensure that you don't burn out or neglect key areas of your life. In addition to personal boundaries, creating a supportive environment is essential for maintaining balance and sustainability. Surrounding yourself with people who understand your priorities and respect your time can help you stay grounded. Whether it's friends, family, colleagues, or mentors, having a support system that encourages healthy choices and reminds you to take care of yourself can make all the difference. Being part of a community that values balance helps reinforce the idea that it's okay to take time for yourself, and that sustainability is a long-term commitment, not a sprint. One of the common obstacles to maintaining balance and sustainability is the pressure to keep up with others. Social comparison often leads people to believe they should be doing more, working harder, or achieving faster results. However, comparing your progress to someone else's can be counterproductive and unhealthy. Everyone's journey is different, and what works for one person may not be sustainable for another. Focusing on your own pace and making decisions based on your values and circumstances allows you to create a lifestyle that works for you. Sustainable success is about creating a path that aligns with your unique needs rather than trying to meet someone else's expectations. Creating value is an essential principle in both personal and professional life. It's about contributing something meaningful that improves the lives of others, whether through your work, ideas, relationships, or actions. Value creation isn't just about material outcomes, it also involves creating emotional, intellectual, or social benefits that resonate deeply with others. This principle can be applied in many contexts, from the workplace to personal growth, and it requires a mindset that goes beyond simply completing tasks or meeting obligations. True value comes from a deeper purpose, an effort to positively impact the world in ways that are meaningful and lasting. One of the key aspects of creating value is the mindset you bring to your work. It's easy to get caught up in routine tasks and the day-to-day responsibilities, often focusing on checking off tasks or fulfilling obligations. While this approach may help you stay busy, it doesn't always lead to meaningful value creation. Instead of viewing work as something to simply get done, shift your perspective to one where your actions have a purpose and contribute to something bigger. This shift in mindset encourages you to approach your tasks with a sense of responsibility and intention. You begin to see your efforts not as isolated actions, but as part of a broader picture that is designed to make a positive difference. When you focus on creating value, you start to think about the impact of your actions. Every decision, every task, and every interaction has the potential to contribute to the greater good. In a professional context, this means considering how your work can help others, whether it's providing a solution to a problem, improving a process, or offering a service that fulfills a need. Creating value in the workplace often goes beyond the immediate goals of your job description. It's about thinking outside the box, bringing new ideas to the table, and looking for innovative ways to improve systems or outcomes. By doing so, you not only make a positive impact on your organization, but also improve your own professional growth and reputation. However, creating value isn't limited to the workplace. It extends into personal relationships and how you interact with others. In personal relationships, value creation is about offering support, empathy, understanding, and love. It's about being present and engaged, offering your time and attention, and helping others grow in their own lives. The value you create in these relationships may not always be tangible or measurable, but its impact is immeasurable in the way it fosters trust, connection, and mutual respect. True value in relationships is built on authenticity and the willingness to put others' needs and well-being above your own. By investing in the people around you, you create a network of support that benefits everyone involved. In the context of personal growth, creating value means developing yourself in ways that benefit both you and the world around you. This can include expanding your knowledge, cultivating new skills, or improving your emotional intelligence. As you grow personally, you increase your capacity to contribute to others. The more you develop, the more value you can offer to those around you. Whether it's sharing your knowledge, offering a listening ear, or providing encouragement, your personal growth allows you to be a more valuable presence in the lives of others. Personal growth isn't just about achieving success for yourself, but also about how you can share your learning and growth to uplift and inspire others. To truly create value, it's important to focus on the needs of others. This requires empathy, the ability to understand and connect with people's experiences, and the willingness to put yourself in their shoes. When you understand the needs of others, you can better align your actions to fulfill those needs. In a work environment, this might involve listening to your colleagues and clients, identifying challenges they are facing, and offering solutions or support. It's about finding ways to make life easier or better for others through your contributions. The most valuable work comes from those who prioritize the well-being of others, whether they are serving clients, supporting coworkers, or helping family members. This approach is rooted in the understanding that value is not something you simply give, but something you create together. Moreover, creating value also means being consistent in your efforts. True value is not a one-time contribution, but something that requires sustained effort over time. In any relationship or professional endeavor, value creation takes time and consistency. This could mean consistently providing high-quality work, regularly offering support and encouragement, or consistently developing your skills. Value isn't something that happens overnight. It's the result of continuous investment in both yourself and the world around you. When you commit to adding value consistently, you build trust, credibility, and a lasting impact that can resonate for years to come. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to confuse productivity with being busy. We often wear busyness as a badge of honor, believing that the more tasks we tackle in a day, the more productive we are. However, the two are not the same. Productivity is about achieving meaningful results, while busyness is simply about filling time with activity. The truth is that being busy does not always mean you are accomplishing what matters most. In fact, it can often lead to wasted energy and a lack of focus on important tasks. Understanding the difference between the two is key to working more effectively and achieving the success you seek. When we talk about productivity, we're referring to the ability to accomplish tasks that move you closer to your goals. It's not just about completing a to-do list, but about achieving outcomes that make a real difference. Being productive means that your efforts are intentional and directed toward important, high-value tasks. It involves not just completing tasks, but ensuring that these tasks are aligned with your larger objectives. It's about the quality of your work, not just the quantity. Productive work leads to tangible results, whether it's advancing a project, hitting a target, or learning something new. Productivity isn't measured by how busy you are, but by the impact and value your work creates. On the other hand, being busy doesn't always mean you're making progress. People can be busy all day running from one task to another without ever truly accomplishing anything of significance. Busyness often comes from reacting to external demands and distractions rather than proactively focusing on what matters most. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind, answering emails, attending meetings, or ticking off small tasks, but these activities may not contribute to your long-term success. In fact, being constantly busy can sometimes work against you, as it leaves little room for strategic thinking, reflection, or the deep work that leads to meaningful progress. One of the biggest problems with busyness is that it leads to the illusion of productivity. When you're busy, you feel like you're doing a lot, but when you stop and take a closer look at your work, you may realize that the tasks you've been tackling aren't moving you closer to your true goals. You might be focusing on low-priority tasks, constantly responding to emails or dealing with administrative work, when your real goal requires more focused and intentional effort. Being busy can become a way of avoiding the more challenging or uncomfortable work that actually moves the needle forward. This is where productivity differs. Productive work often requires saying no to distractions, staying focused, and dedicating time and energy to things that truly matter. To break the cycle of busyness, it's important to adopt a more intentional approach to your work. Start by asking yourself, what are the tasks that will have the biggest impact on my goals? What work will push me closer to the outcomes I want to achieve? Prioritize these tasks and make them the focal point of your day. By focusing on what matters most, you'll find that you don't need to be busy to be productive. Instead, you'll be intentional about how you allocate your time and effort, which allows you to accomplish more with less. Another way to shift from busyness to productivity is by setting clear, measurable goals. When you know exactly what you're trying to achieve, it becomes easier to identify the tasks that will help you get there. Clear goals give you direction and focus, and they act as a filter for all the other tasks that might come your way. If a task doesn't align with your goals or help you move toward them, it's likely just busy work. Having a clear vision allows you to make better decisions about how you spend your time, and it prevents you from getting caught up in the endless cycle of responding to urgent but unimportant demands. It's also important to recognize that being productive often requires slowing down. In a world that prizes speed and efficiency, there's a temptation to rush through tasks in order to get more done. However, rushing often leads to mistakes, poor quality work, and missed opportunities. True productivity comes from taking the time to do things right rather than just getting them done. This might mean taking a little longer to plan and prioritize, reflecting on your progress, or dedicating uninterrupted blocks of time to deep work. When you're focused on what matters, you'll find that you can accomplish more in less time because you're working smarter, not harder. In addition, managing distractions is crucial in transitioning from busyness to productivity. In our modern world, distractions are everywhere: emails, phone calls, meetings, social media, and the constant flow of information. These distractions often pull us away from the work that truly matters, causing us to lose focus and spend more time on low-value activities. To be productive, you must learn to manage or eliminate distractions. This might mean setting aside specific times for checking emails or turning off notifications while working on important tasks. It could also involve setting boundaries with others, ensuring that you have uninterrupted time to focus on your most important work. Growth is an essential element of success, but it's not just about progressing in your career or acquiring new skills. True growth is about evolving as a person mentally, emotionally, and professionally. It's about recognizing that there is always room for improvement and embracing the journey of becoming better. Continuous growth requires you to challenge yourself, learn from your experiences, and actively seek out opportunities for development. It's a mindset, one that sees challenges as opportunities to grow and views setbacks as lessons to be learned. By focusing on continuous growth, you ensure that you are always moving forward, even when it feels like you've reached a plateau. One of the first steps in continuous growth is self-awareness. You cannot grow if you don't understand where you are starting from or what areas of your life need improvement. Self-awareness is the foundation of growth because it allows you to identify your strengths and weaknesses. It's easy to ignore areas where we need improvement, but true growth comes from facing those weaknesses head-on and making a conscious effort to address them. This requires honest reflection and the willingness to admit that you may not be perfect or that there are aspects of your life that could be better. It might involve seeking feedback from others, as they can offer valuable insights into areas where you may not even be aware of your own shortcomings. Self-awareness sets the stage for all other growth because it gives you clarity on where to focus your efforts. Once you have a clear understanding of where you are, the next step is setting goals. Without goals, growth can become aimless. Goals provide direction and purpose, helping you stay focused on what you want to achieve. These goals should be specific, measurable, and aligned with your personal and professional values. Whether you're aiming to improve your leadership skills, learn a new language, or deepen your emotional intelligence, goals give you something to strive for. However, it's important that these goals are not just about achieving external success or ticking off boxes. True growth is about making meaningful progress in areas that truly matter to you. When your goals are aligned with your values and your long-term vision, they become a powerful motivator, driving you to take consistent action toward improvement. Continuous growth also requires a commitment to learning. The world is constantly changing, and the skills and knowledge that were once sufficient may no longer be enough to keep you moving forward. To continue growing, you must cultivate a mindset of lifelong learning. This means being open to new ideas, staying curious, and constantly seeking out new sources of information. Whether you're reading books, attending seminars, or having conversations with people who have different perspectives, every opportunity to learn contributes to your growth. Growth comes when you challenge your existing beliefs and broaden your understanding of the world. It's about being willing to step outside your comfort zone and embracing new experiences that push your boundaries. In this sense, growth isn't just about acquiring new knowledge, but also about adapting to change and remaining flexible in the face of uncertainty. Along with learning, developing new habits is a crucial part of continuous growth. Growth is not something that happens overnight. It requires consistent effort over time. This means building habits that support your goals and reinforce your commitment to self-improvement. Whether it's setting aside time each day to work on a particular skill, practicing mindfulness, or committing to regular exercise, habits are the daily actions that build a foundation for long-term growth. Without positive habits, even the best intentions can fall by the wayside. It's easy to get distracted or discouraged, but habits provide the structure and discipline needed to keep moving forward. The key is to start small, making incremental changes that can be sustained over time. As these habits become ingrained in your routine, they will support your growth and make it easier to achieve your larger goals. Equally important is the ability to embrace failure as part of the growth process. Growth is rarely linear, and setbacks are an inevitable part of the journey. Whether it's a failed project, a missed opportunity, or a personal disappointment, failure is an opportunity to learn and improve. The key to continuous growth is how you respond to failure. Instead of viewing it as something negative or discouraging, view it as a lesson. What can you learn from the experience? How can you adjust your approach moving forward? Those who embrace failure as a stepping stone to success are often the ones who experience the most growth. Failure teaches resilience, perseverance, and the ability to adapt. It challenges you to reframe your thinking and approach situations differently, which ultimately leads to greater personal and professional development. Another important aspect of continuous growth is the ability to stay consistent. Growth takes time, and it's easy to become impatient or frustrated when progress seems slow. However, consistency is key to achieving lasting change. The most successful people are not necessarily the ones who make the biggest leaps in a short amount of time, but those who continue to put in the effort, day in and day out. Consistency allows you to build momentum and gradually make progress toward your goals. Even when the results aren't immediately visible, consistency compounds over time, and small efforts add up to significant progress. The process of continuous growth may not always be fast, but as long as you are consistent in your actions, you will move forward. Success isn't simply about working harder or longer hours. While the idea of pushing yourself to the limit and enduring the grind has long been celebrated, it's crucial to understand that working smarter can be far more effective. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that effort alone will lead to success. However, without strategy, focus, and direction, the amount of time and energy you invest may not produce the results you expect. Working smart means applying your efforts in the right direction, with the right mindset and tools to accomplish your goals more efficiently. To work better, you need to start with being intentional. This doesn't just mean setting goals, it means aligning your actions with those goals, prioritizing what matters most, and focusing on the right things at the right time. Often we find ourselves scattered, trying to juggle too many tasks at once. The key to working better lies in the ability to decide which tasks deserve your attention and which can be put aside for later. By identifying your most important priorities, you can devote your energy to the things that truly move you closer to where you want to be. Working with intention helps you avoid distractions, manage your time better, and stay focused on what really counts. When we talk about being busy, we often confuse it with being productive. Just because you're constantly working or always occupied doesn't necessarily mean you're accomplishing anything significant. It's common to feel like you've been productive because you've been working tirelessly all day. But the truth is that busyness can sometimes lead to wasted effort. Being busy doesn't always equate to making meaningful progress. This is where working better comes in. It's about making the most of your time, focusing on high-impact tasks, and eliminating the activities that aren't moving the needle forward. Working smarter involves recognizing that not every task needs to be done, and not every task needs to be done by you. Learn to delegate or eliminate the non-essential tasks that drain your time and energy. Growth is another essential aspect of working better. The path to improvement requires you to continuously develop your skills, acquire new knowledge, and adapt to challenges. Working smarter doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over. It's about evolving and finding new ways to approach your work. It's crucial to take time to evaluate your processes and see where you can innovate, improve, or refine your approach. By making an effort to learn from every project, challenge, and even setback, you build resilience and gain insights that make future efforts more efficient and effective. This kind of growth mindset fuels long-term success because it encourages you to always seek improvement rather than simply repeating what you've already done. In our pursuit of success, balance is key. Often people equate success with constant hustle and pushing oneself beyond limits. But working better is not about working harder or burning yourself out. Instead, it's about creating a sustainable routine where you can consistently produce excellent work without compromising your well-being. Overworking yourself leads to burnout, poor decision-making, and decreased productivity over time. It's essential to recognize that taking breaks, resting, and prioritizing your health are not signs of weakness, but integral components of working better. By maintaining a balance between work and rest, you can sustain your energy levels and creativity, making your work both enjoyable and impactful. Working smarter means learning to say no to unnecessary stress and finding ways to make work a positive part of your life, rather than something that drains you. Creating value is the ultimate goal of working better. If you're going to invest your time and energy into something, it should have meaning. Simply completing tasks for the sake of completion doesn't lead to fulfillment or long-term success. Instead, aim to create value in everything you do. Whether it's a product, service, or relationship, the impact you make should be measurable in the value it brings to others and to yourself. When you focus on value, you shift your mindset from just doing the work to understanding its broader purpose. What difference does your effort make? How does it contribute to the success of others or to your own personal growth? This deeper sense of purpose fuels motivation and makes every effort feel meaningful. Lastly, working better requires a mindset shift. Instead of focusing on how much work you can handle, focus on how effectively you can achieve your goals. This means becoming more strategic, more thoughtful, and more deliberate in the way you approach challenges. It's about recognizing that working harder isn't always the answer. Working better often is. You can be the hardest worker in the room, but if you're not applying your energy in the right places, you might miss the mark. Learn to step back, assess, and then decide how to move forward in the most efficient way possible. This strategic approach will not only save you time and energy, but will also lead to better results in the long run. Success comes when you align effort with intention and when you take the time to think critically about how to work in the smartest way possible. To truly work better, we must move beyond the idea of simply doing more and embrace the power of doing things more efficiently, purposefully, and strategically. Success is not just about working hard, it's about working with intention. Intentional action means having a clear purpose behind everything you do. When you work intentionally, you don't just move through the motions or get caught up in the busy work of the day. Every task you take on should align with a bigger goal, a purpose that motivates you to focus on what truly matters. Being intentional means understanding the why behind your work. It's easy to get lost in the daily grind, thinking that just putting in hours will get the job done. But without a clear sense of direction, all that effort might be wasted. Intentional action requires you to reflect on your values, priorities, and long-term objectives, and then plan each step you take in alignment with them. Being intentional starts with setting clear goals. These goals should be specific, measurable, and achievable, and they should challenge you to grow. Without clear goals, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or uncertain about where to focus your energy. Setting goals helps you stay on track, allowing you to prioritize tasks that will lead you to your desired outcome. When you know what you're aiming for, every action you take becomes a step toward that goal. This clarity not only increases productivity but also enhances motivation. When you can see how each action contributes to a larger vision, it becomes easier to stay committed, even when faced with challenges. Once your goals are set, the next step is to break them down into smaller, more manageable tasks. This is where intentionality really comes into play. It's not enough to simply know your goal, you need to decide how you will approach it. This involves planning and organizing your time so that each task is purposefully aligned with the bigger picture. Prioritize what is most important and focus on one task at a time. It's easy to become distracted by multiple demands, but by setting clear intentions for each day, you can direct your attention to the work that will have the most significant impact. Intentional action also means being mindful of your resources. Time, energy, and focus are limited, and using them wisely is essential for working better. It's important to evaluate how much energy each task will require and be strategic about when and how you tackle them. Some tasks may demand more mental effort, while others may be more routine or mechanical. Understanding this difference helps you allocate your resources efficiently. For example, if you know that you tend to have the most focus and energy in the morning, that's when you should tackle your most challenging tasks. In the afternoon, when your energy dips, it might be a good time to handle less demanding work. By being intentional with how you use your energy, you can maintain productivity and avoid burnout. Another crucial aspect of intentional action is learning how to say no. As you become more focused on your goals, it becomes easier to recognize when something doesn't align with your intentions. You'll be asked to take on new tasks, join new projects, or engage in activities that may seem appealing at first, but ultimately distract you from your main objectives. Saying no is not always easy, especially when you feel pressure to please others or appear busy. However, learning to say no is essential for maintaining focus and working intentionally. By being selective about what you agree to, you can ensure that your time is spent on the things that truly matter to you. Intentional action also involves regular reflection and adjustment. As you work toward your goals, it's important to assess your progress regularly. Are you still on track? Do your tasks and efforts align with your original plan? or do they need to be revised? This reflection is key to working better because it allows you to correct course when needed and avoid unnecessary effort. Life is unpredictable and circumstances can change, so being intentional also means being flexible and willing to adjust your approach when necessary. You might discover new opportunities, encounter obstacles, or realize that your original plan needs tweaking. The ability to reflect, reassess, and adapt will ensure that your efforts are always moving in the right direction. The power of intentional action also lies in its ability to build momentum. When you consistently take focused, deliberate steps toward your goals, you create positive momentum that pushes you forward. Each action reinforces the next, creating a chain reaction that helps you accomplish more with less effort. Intentionality makes it easier to stay disciplined because you're not just reacting to what comes your way, you're proactively driving your own success. This momentum not only increases productivity but also boosts confidence. The more intentional actions you take, the more confident you become in your ability to achieve your goals. You begin to trust your decisions, knowing that each step you take is carefully considered and aligned with your long-term vision. Intentional action also allows you to experience greater fulfillment in your work. When you're clear about your purpose and align your efforts with your values, your work takes on a deeper meaning. It's not just about completing tasks or checking off boxes. It's about creating something that matters, something that aligns with your personal mission. This sense of purpose can transform your work from something you have to do into something you want to do. It makes each day more meaningful and motivates you to keep going, even when faced with setbacks. Intentional action is the key to bringing purpose and fulfillment into everything you do.